Hey there, in this video we're going to be going over the 2022-2023 TMSCA General Math Test number 6. Let's do it. Alright, number 31. 1/30 plus 1 over 42 plus 1 over 56. Alright, so we first have to bring all of these fractions under the same common denominator. So the common denominator of these three fractions is 840 because 30 times 28 is 840. 42 times 20 is 840, and 56 times 15 is 840. Alright, now we need to change the numerator as well. So the numerator just becomes the number we multiplied it by. So that's 28 over 840 plus 20 over 840 plus 15 over 840. That gets us 63 over 840. Now we just have to simplify it. So both of these can be divided by 21. So 63 divided by 21 and 840 divided by 21 yields us 3 divided by 40, and that's your answer. Next, in line AC below, AB is equal to 4x minus 15, BC equals 2x minus 7, and AC equals 56. What is the measure of AB? Alright, so this entire line, AC, is made up of the two parts, AB and BC. That means AB plus BC is equal to AC. Alright, so we know that AC is 56, and we know that AB is 4x minus 15, and BC is 2x minus 7. So now we have the equation 4x minus 15 plus 2x minus 7 equals 56. Now we can combine these two equations to make it 6x minus 22 equals 56. That means 6x is equal to 56 plus 22, because you have to add 22 to both sides of the equation, which makes it 6x is equal to 78. So x is equal to 13. Now that we know what x is, we need to solve for AB. So AB is 4 of x minus 15. And if x is 13, then AB is just 4 of 13 minus 15, which is 37. And that's your answer. Next, number 33. One spinner is equally divided into 4 sections, and another is equally divided into 3 sections, as shown below. When both spinners are spun, what is the probability that the product of the two values is negative? So for the product of the two values to be negative, either A times negative B should occur, or negative A times B should occur. Alright, so let's just say that what we get from the first wheel is A. So let's say this is A, and the second wheel is B. Alright, so what we need to see is, we need to see how much times can you have this scenario, and how much times can you have this scenario, and then add them two up. So let's start with A times negative B. Alright, so positive A. There are 3 times where there is a positive A value, and there are 2 times where there is a negative B value. That means the total amount of times is 5. Alright, now for the second possibility, which is negative A times B, there's only one possibility where you can have a negative value for A, and one possibility you can have a positive value for B. That means you add them up to get 2 total possibilities. So you have 5 and 2. You add them up to get 7. Now, we have to figure out what the fraction is, what the denominator is at the bottom. The way we figure that out is, we figure out the total amount of combinations, which is just the amount of possibilities in the first wheel times the amount of possibilities in the second wheel, which is 4 times 3, which is 12. So you get 7/12, and that's your answer. Next, number 34. Maribel has a doll collection. She keeps 12 dolls in the box, which is only 15% of her entire collection. She keeps the rest of her collection on a shelf. What is the total number of dolls in Maribel's collection? Alright, so if she has 12 dolls in one box, and the $12 is equal to 15% of her entire collection. Let's just write E for entire collection. Then we have to find the entire collection. So all we have to do is we just have to get rid of the 15% in front of this. So we can do this by seeing what the fraction of this is. This is 15 over 100. E is equal to 12D. So to get rid of it, we can just multiply by the reciprocal, which would be 100 over 15. So 12 times 100 over 15. So that's just 1,200 divided by 15. 1,200 is divided by 15 is 80. And that's your answer. Next, let A be equal to the number of perfect squares that lie between 110 and 340. Which of the following is equal to the square root of A? Alright, so the amount of perfect squares. So let's count. The first perfect square that is greater than 110 is 121, which is 11 squared. Next would be 144, which is 12 squared. Next 169, then 196, then 225, then 256, then 289, then 324. The next one is 361, but that's greater than 340, so we don't use that. So in total, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 perfect squares. That means that A is equal to 8. Now we need to find the square root of 8. Square root of 8, that's obviously not a perfect square. However, we can break it down into the square root of 4 times 2. We know that the square root of 4 is just 2, so we can bring it outside and say this is 2 times root 2, and that's your answer. Next, point C is the midpoint of line AB. If A has coordinates 11, 19, and B has coordinates negative 7, 15, what is the sum of the coordinates of C? Alright, so C is our midpoint. The way we find the midpoint is we take the average of the x's and we take the average of the y's. So our x's are 11 and negative 7, and our y's are 19 and 15. So the average of the 11 and negative 7, which is our x value, is 2. So this is the average of the x. And then the average of the 19 and 15, which are the y values, is 17. Alright, that means that the midpoint coordinates are 2, 17. Now the question is asking us to find the sum of the coordinates of C. So all we have to do is 2 plus 17, which is 19, and that's your answer. Next, how many positive integral divisors does the number with the prime factorization 2 power 4 times 3 squared times 7 squared have? Alright, the way we find the number of positive integral divisors is we take the exponents and add 1 to each of them. So 4 becomes 5, 2 becomes 3, and 2 becomes 3. And all we have to do is multiply these numbers. So 5 times 3 times 3. 5 times 3 is 15, and 15 times 3 is 45, and that's your answer. Next, what is the value of the x-intercept of the graph of the linear equation 3x plus 8y equals negative 12? Alright, the way we solve the x-intercept of a graph of a linear equation is we set the y value to 0 because the conditions for our x-intercept is that our y is 0. So let's say that the y is 0 in this case. So we have 3x plus 8y equals negative 12. But in this case, the y is 0, so we don't have that. So it's just 3x equals negative 12. We divide out the 3 on both sides to get x equals negative 4, and that's your answer. Next, what is the equation 2m equals 3p plus 4 solved for p? Alright, so in this equation, we're just solving for p. So we have 2m equals 3p plus 4. So we want to get p on a side by itself. So what we do first is we get rid of the 4 over here. So we subtract 4 from both sides of the equation to make this 2m minus 4 is equal to 3p. Now what we need to do is we need to divide both sides by 3 to get rid of the coefficient of 3 right here. So this becomes p is equal to 2m minus 4 divided by 3, and that's your answer. Next, a regular octagon has a perimeter of 72 centimeters. If a square has the same side measure as the octagon, what is the area of the square? Alright, so in a regular octagon, all side lengths are the same. Meaning, if it has 8 sides and there's a total perimeter of 72, we can do 72 divided by 8 to get the length of one side, which is 9. Alright, so if a square has the same side measure, what is the area of the square? Well, the area of the square is just the side measure squared. So if the 9 is also the side measure of the square, the area would just be 9 times 9, or 9 squared, which is 81. And that's your answer. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to show your support. These videos take a lot of effort to make, and I would really appreciate it.